Ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? It is 1:21 a.m. and I told one of my viewers that this video was going to be coming soon, as well as two others. So this one is going to be on, does size matter? Many women will say, yes, like hell it matters, because a man's length of his penis, the longer it is, it reaches a certain spot that a man who has little length can reach. Like, I personally can attest to that because I've had dealt with someone, I have dealt with someone who at first glance, okay, yes, he had length, but he was slender. Don't think that because a man has a length that he also has a girth, meaning that, yeah, he has length, but it's slender. And then you have some men who the length is up there and they also are like wide, you know what I mean? So he had some length on him, but he didn't have much girth. And so I was like, it was like our first time. And I was having these thoughts like, I wonder how this is going to feel, because I had never dealt with any man who had length but no girth. It was always a guy who had length as well as girth, or he had girth but he was kind of on the short end of the stick, pun intended. And but I had never dealt with a guy who had length but no girth. But I'm going to tell you, you know how they say when you get someone open? It's basically another way for saying you drive them crazy. He drove me crazy. And it shocked me, it surprised me, but those feelings didn't stop me from wanting to go at it again and again and again and again with this guy. You know, first it was like, oh, I wonder how this is gonna go. And that turned into let's go again, like right now. Like like I'm telling you, there's a certain spot that men with length can hit that men who don't have that length cannot hit. It creates this feeling. It was amazing. It was amazing. So, am I saying that to say that size does matter? I want to say yes, but I want to say no. The reason why I want to say no is because I used to see someone who, I'm talking about length, girth, out of this friggin' world. He must have been from another planet, okay? I told him, why aren't you a porn star? I asked him that. Why aren't you in porn? That's how serious it was. When I tell you that I was not satisfied, when I tell you that I was not pleased, I wasn't pleased is an understatement. The guy, I thought he was on drugs because he could not, for the life of him, get it to be erect. It was like just this, what can I compare it to? Okay. Okay. Here we have a wrapper from a straw. See, it has length. Let's pretend that this is girth. Matter of fact, we're going to get one that's an actual straw inside. So we have the girth and we have the length. When I tell you this is what it was the whole time. Okay? This is what it was. Floppy. Just a big old floppy, good for nothing piece of meat attached to him. That's all it was. It was just No, I kid you not. This is what it looked like. He's holding it in his hand and he's calling himself, trying to, you know, it wasn't working. This is what I got. Okay? And can you imagine the frustration of just this big, floppy, sad excuse for a penis, and you're trying to insert it into a female, but it's not erect. So, of course, I wasn't feeling anything. And because he wasn't able to get inside because it's not erect, it was horrible. That was one of my worst experiences when it comes to sex. And he had the biggest ever that I've ever seen. Period. You know how like some porns, they have like they say that the men have like fake penises, or they get some type of surgery done to make it like longer, to elongate it. It was like on that level. Seriously. Like there was no way that he could have put all of that in me, but he couldn't even put any of it in me because, remember? Floppy. That was the big floppy. To this day, I wonder. Well, now I'm wondering, did he make it to porn? But the fact that he couldn't even get it up, I don't think he did. I think I'm safe to say no, he didn't. But yeah. So does size matter? It's yes, and then it's no. Now I will tell you that I have heard women say, it's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. And I agree. I agree with that also, because I remember I was dealing with someone who was about like this size. And this is hard. I don't even know what it was when it was deflated. I don't even want to know, because if it's like this on hard, then I guess it melted into his balls when he was soft, like disappeared. But anyway, I wondered to myself, how is this going to go? You know, I guess I should just prepare to... See, me, I don't like to fake anything, but I thought I was going to have to with him. And I will tell you right now that by the end of everything, he is one of my best experiences, and he was so little. So, does size matter? It depends on the woman that you're asking. But since my viewer wanted to know my opinion, it matters to women who are stuck on this whole, you know, he's not a real man if he doesn't have size, and you're just dealing with, you might as well be dealing with a little boy. You know, he looks like he's not fully developed and blah, 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 blah. That's who size matters to. Because let me tell you, like I told you, the big floppy that I had, okay, that's a waste. I almost wanted to like detach it from him and give it to someone who was worthy of it. You know, like the guy who was small but could work it. Like the floppy guy, I wanted to detach, if I could, detach and give it to someone like that guy, for example. And give the small one to the guy who couldn't work it. You know, it doesn't matter to women who are sensible. And I mean, how big do you need a guy's penis to be? Are you that like wide down there that if you deal with a small guy, you won't feel anything? So that's why all penises have to be big? I mean, I'm just asking. I'm just wondering. Because if that's the case, then I guess you would need a big penis now, wouldn't you? And that's my opinion on does size matter. I'm out, ladies and gentlemen. See you later.